Refactoring and stabilizing legacy code is often slowed down because we have to interpret and preserve the business logic. Again, this might be a recurring theme as I'm talking about the many, related to the legacy code, business logic, and documentation, things like that. But it is a very considerable item. We also have to take into consideration that as the team is building these new things, possibly using new frameworks and things, there's also the education that has to go with that and learn those items. Many companies overlook the education. Many engineers overlook the education because I know myself as an engineer, I tend to enjoy the learning. I tend to enjoy the hacking, piecing things together, maybe even formal education in some way. And what I find is that often gets overlooked in the time estimates because we don't think about that. We just think about how long is it going to take me to build that? Well, it's going to take me a week to do that item, but we don't take into consideration the week of training and the week of self-education or whatever it might have taken to get to the point where I could do it in a week. Out of all of that, one thing to take into consideration as well is not just the time for training, but the modernization and the way that it decreases the velocity of the team. Because as we're doing all these things, then the team is hindered by that as a whole, and it reduces the velocity and the throughput of creating functionality, even in a legacy application. Through, another consideration too is as we're debugging, then there's an additional cognitive load and coordination time as we're debugging the old and the new infrastructure and architecture because they're different, right? They're different. It's just done differently. So then we have to context switch between a couple of applications and the way things work.